Well, hello. It is what it is Tuesday. This is Santresa Marie, the authentic chick. I am joining you live from Facebook because it is time for Tuesday Thoughts with Santresa Marie. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are here on Facebook or YouTube and you are watching, hashtag live and tell me where you're watching from. If you are watching the replay, hashtag replay and tell me where you're watching from. Hey, Katina. Hey, sis. Hey. For those of you that are listening via my podcast, thank you so much for your love and your support. I really do appreciate it. We're in this thing. So, for my social media outreach, for those watching me via the video, go ahead and give me the love, the hearts, the cares. Share on your page, share to your story, share in groups where you have permission to share. For those of you listening to the podcast, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also share it with your people. Share it with the people that you know need a Tuesday thought, one or more. You know what I'm saying? Because we are going to get in this thing and get it going. This Tuesday, today we are talking about you set the tone. So I remember it's been a while, it's been years, but I do remember a message one time, and it had to do with saying how that you should be a thermostat and not a thermometer. Because a thermometer will just take the temperature. It takes your temperature to let you know it, are you running a fever, or is your temp within the normal range? Are you on the verge of running a fever? So you know how to move and throughout your day, But a thermostat, you have to go in there, whether it's on your app, whether it's physically going to the thermostat, you have to set the temperature for the space that you are in so that it is at the temperature that is comfortable for you, really is for you. So you're comfortable in that space based on that temperature. So that is the thing. You set the tone. You set the tone for your life. You set the tone for how you respond to things. You set the tone for if you were going to react to something. You set the tone for the individuals that come into your life and that get to stay. You set the tone. And for people that, Christians, if they hate the word energy, no, you set the tone for the energy that is surrounding you. You set the tone. And we have to be mindful of the tone that we are setting. That doesn't mean that life is not going to happen, because life happens. Life is going to happen. It does not mean that there are going to be people in your life that are not going to come and, what, as we say, try you. That's not what that means. But setting the tone, it sets a standard of what you are and are not going to allow to rest and sit in your life. So we have this thing. Yes, Katina, we have this thing. I'm in a program, and it is Social Inner Circle. It is amazing. And we have this thing, and our mentor, she's also my pastor, she says she taught us to set our intentions daily. And setting your intentions daily is saying your expectations for the day, how that day is going to move and flow. So that means that no matter what shows up, you go back to the default of the intentions that you set for that morning, and you shift yourself to those intentions. And so that means that that thing that showed up that's outside of the barriers of the intentions that you set, that means it's got to stay, it's got to get out. You that's not part of the intentions I set. You have to go. I have to move. I have to adjust. I have to move through my thinking, feeling cycle, whatever it means. But it means that you are not allowing other things, other external things, people, situations, or circumstance to shift the intentions you set for the day, to shift the tone that you have set for your day. Hey, Destiny, how are you doing? So that is what it means to set the tone. I know you're like, but Teresa, you don't understand. X, X, and X. So here's a perfect example, because I like to tell my business when you set the tone. So here's a perfect example. My ex-husband, my daughter's father, my ex-husband and I, when we first got divorced, ooh, child, I despised him as a human being. I didn't want to hear his name. I didn't want to see his phone number show up on my phone. I just didn't. His existence irked my entire soul. Okay? When in the times that he would call me in relation to something that had to do with our daughter, there were times that he would raise his voice and he would yell and say certain stuff, and I would just snap and go off. And so now I'm hollering and going off at him the way he's acting with me. And I remember one day my mom was like, hey, I need you to stop reacting. I need you to stop reacting. Because if you stop reacting, he will shift the way that he approaches you and talks to you. So one time, it was a situation where it was after a couple of weeks of her being with him for the summer. And she came home and there were these pictures in this little memory photo album or whatever. And her hair was a mess. And like, I was not understanding because I sent her with her hair in braids and I said, if you need to get it done, redone, let me know. I will find a place up there at the time where he was living, which was here in Northwest Arkansas. I will find a place to get her hair redone so you don't have to worry about it, da 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 da. That didn't happen. And the pictures were a mess because her hair was a hot mess as if it had never been done or whatever. And so I call and I'm having this conversation. He starts to yell at me. He starts to act up. And I said, I am your ex-wife and I don't know how you talk to your current girlfriend, but you're not going to yell at me. And if you can't talk to me in a normal tone, we're done talking. And he kept yelling, so I hung up the phone. And he called back, yelling some more. And I just hung up the phone. Well, he called back again, and his tone has shifted. And I said, look, I'm not doing this back and forth. You're not going to yell at me because I'm not going to yell at you. We can have a civil conversation or we can have no conversation at all because I'm not doing that with you anymore. After that moment, because I set the tone, he no longer approaches me in that fashion. He knows that if he's upset or whatever, he can't yell at me because there will be no conversation. He knows that he can't talk crazy to me because there will be no more conversation because I set a tone. Just because he was hollering didn't mean I had to holler too, because then of course it continues to add flames to the fire that had already been set. And so it was that moment of setting the tone that things began to shift. Because see, we are responsible for our tone. We are responsible for how we respond. We are responsible for if we react to a thing. We are responsible. You cannot control another whole adult or even how somebody is going to say something. You can't control what comes out of their mouth, but you can control what comes out of yours. You can control whether you allow it to affect your day, your mood, your attitude, how you talk. You control that. That is you setting the tone. Now, are there going to be some people that are going to test the limits of you setting the tone? Are there going to be some people that are going to make the decision that their sole purpose is to try to get you out of character, to get you to react the way they want you to react, to just basically just continue to be disrespectful to you in totality? Absolutely. But you still get to set the tone. Why? Because you get to choose if those people continue to occupy space in your life. Because people that you're supposed to do life with, people that honor you, people that respect you, people that love you, when they realize that there's a certain thing that you are not permitting when it comes to you, and they are making a choice not to respect it or honor it, then you probably need to shift where you reside in my life. Possibly you need to shift whether you reside in my life altogether. And you are still setting the tone. If there is a pattern, ladies, because it's mostly ladies that listen to me, and that's cool. As ladies, if there is a pattern of a certain type of man that keeps showing up in your life, what tone are you setting that attracts these particular men to you? Yes, there are outliers. At one time or another, we all had a dude show up in our life. We try to get close up, and we like, who is you and how did you get here? Because it's life, it happens. But in the overarching, when you look at the law of the averages, and if the average of the type of man that is showing up in your life is consistently the same, What tone have you set for what you accept and what you invite into your personal space? You know what I'm saying? What is the tone that you are setting for the friendships that you allow in your life? What is the tone that you are setting for your atmosphere in your life? You know? And I'm about to say something that's going to make some of us uncomfortable. You know that saying that I am going to, the energy you give me, I'm going to keep that same energy. What tone is that you are setting when you say that? Because I've said it. I don't say it anymore, but I've said it. What tone are you setting? What's the tone you're setting? Because really and truly, when we say that, the tone that we are setting is that I don't have control over how I am going to respond and act, because how you act with me, I'm just going to turn around and act just like that with you. That that is saying that you don't have any control over how you act with people just because they act a certain way with you. That you are saying that if they cut up with me, I'm gonna cut up with you. You're gonna cut up with them. Are we really? Is that a tone that we are trying to set? Is that a tone of walking in integrity and growing and becoming? Is that the tone that you really want to set? And I know we feel justified, because how dare we allow somebody to talk crazy to us or mistreat us? But still, is there a certain way that we can respond to those things and those people that does not require giving the exact same energy that they are giving out? Huh? Again, I know y'all like, oh, now, Santresa, I was with you until. I get it. I get it. I get it. But somebody on TikTok made this great analogy when it comes to I'm keeping the same energy as in liking to a child when they don't get their way. They decide they're going to throw a fit. And really and truly, what's the difference? I mean, if we're growing and becoming, that's the thing. What tone are you choosing to set for your life? I know you're like, well, Santresa, how did you get to this place where you have made the decision that you are setting the tone, that you are choosing to set the tone? And do I get it right every time? No. I am still, again, this is growing and becoming, this forever. So there are still times that I miss it and I got to readjust. Now, did I set the tone, or did I allow the tone to be set for me? Let's reevaluate that thing. And that's part of growing and becoming, because you own it and then you move through it and you do better and you are better, right? So how did I learn this thing and be better at setting the tone for my life, for the people that come in my life, for the people that stay in my life, for the people that might pass through my life, for how I respond and react to situations and circumstances and people? I keep telling y'all, a soul shift. Because it even includes setting the tone for your dreams. Because there has to be a tone set for the dreams that God placed in your life. There has to be a tone that you set for those things. It's because I've been getting my soul shifted for a while now, and it's been amazing. So I am challenging you today to evaluate the parts of your life and ask yourself, what tone am I setting? Am I setting the tone, or am I allowing people, places, things, situations, and circumstances to set the tone for me, for my life? And begin to shift. And if you need some help shifting, especially when it comes to your dreams and the things that you know that you are called and created to do, come around here and join me on March 4th and 5th and set the tone for your dreams and get yourself shifted in that space. You hear me? Because you won't ever regret it. I'm telling you, it's not something I heard. It's something I know. So go ahead, allow your soul, allow the tone to be set, allow your soul to be shifted so you can live the life that you deserve to live. Join me March 4th and 5th. There's the link. It's in the comments. So if you're watching, it's down in the comments and I'll go back and pin it. Set the tone because you set it. Because everything in our life we get to choose. So you choose the tone that is set for your life every single day. All right? Well, that's it. I'm out. That's all I got. You set the tone. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining me again for Tuesday Thoughts with Santresa Marie. Y'all have the best day that you have ever had so far. All right, that's what I need you to do. Okay. All right. I will see y'all later.